chakra energies for leaders. Now, you've all heard me say that spiritual practice for those of us that are leaders is very different than for the general masses, right? Spiritual work for us is pre leadership. It's part of the pre leadership. It's the personal reflection, it's the personal awareness. Awareness is the first arc of leadership. So that's our teams, but that's also ourselves. Okay, pre-leadership is knowing and getting really clear on exactly what our vision is, committing to ourselves, knowing that we can do it, that we can bring it into being, loving our dreams enough, valuing our selves, our dreams, the fact that they get to come into being, that we are willing to commit to that. And once we know that we've got this, no matter what, it might take all sorts of twists and turns and ups and downs and ins and outs by the time we get there, but that we're going to do it, there comes a confidence. And it's not a loud, boisterous, overcompensating arrogance. It's a deep, quiet, playful, yeah, we got this. And that's the kind of vision, the kind of leader that people naturally gra um, get attracted to, gravitate towards. That's where I was going to, because they get it. They've got it. They're not panicking. They're proactive. They're not reactive. They have the space to empower and to hold. And hey, we're going to be good. And the first part of this is this first chakra. So the first chakra, the way that I'm going to teach them is the way that they are generally taught. We're going to do this as a series, okay? We're going to do this 7 primary chakra. So that is our root, our sacral, our solar plexus, heart center, our throat chakra, third eye, and then crown is purpose. So we're talking today about the root chakra. Now, you will hear me say over and over that even though this is the way that I'm going to teach them, this is the way that they are generally taught. It is not bottom up. Okay. It's not that you need to do this first thing and then the second thing and then the third thing. This is not a linear process. These are energy flow centers. Okay. And you hear about them getting blocked. You hear about, oh, you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do this. And yes, sometimes that's true. And it is your awareness that is true. This is you communicating with you. Okay. So it just so happens that I have a red shirt on today. I'm not sure what color it's showing up in the cameras. And red is the color of this root chakra. Now, it is also the color of my logo. So it's silver, it's a silver spiral, right, but with a red shadow, crimson red. Now, for those of us in healthcare, I specialize in healthcare. Crimson is the color of blood. It is our life force. Okay. This is, we don't live without blood. Yeah. This is flowing within us, in and out. Okay. Red is also the color of safety, stop signs. Okay. It is also the color of power. It is kings and queens. Wear red. Okay. Now, just for fun, it is also the color of garnet and ruby. And I happen to be born in July, which those of you that know that that makes me a Cancer. I am cusp with Leo. And when you know that, you'll know a lot more about me. So again, where this works and where this shows up for us, another place as leaders, is that these are systems and structures to support us, right? This is allowing another way of communicating, another way of thinking, another way of wrapping your head around some of what's going on around you, another level of awareness. If you have or have not yet taken the Core Collection program, it's this incredible program where we talk about all of these core concepts, these core ideas of pre-leadership, of really having your relationships be empowering, where you feel cherished, loved, and respected for all of who you are. We're talking more about that today, where you let systems and structures support you instead of constricting you, and where you own and say yes to all of who you are, where you value your dreams, you value your expression, you value who you are, all of it. Not just the parts that you think that you're supposed to be, not just the parts that you think that people want to interact with, but when you truly own all of who you are, the parts that you perceive as desirable, and the parts that you perceive as monstrous. And when you take that out of the cage and you own all of who you are, I heard a teacher one time say, this life that you desire to live, the impact that you desire to have, will require all of who you are. Never more than who you are, but it will require all of who you are. And so pre-leadership is getting really comfortable with who that is. Yes, this is me. Yes, this is how I'm speaking in this moment. Yes, this is the outfit I put on. Yes, you can see my gray hair. Yes, I don't have any makeup on. Yes, I have my crazy shelves behind me. Yes, I am a healthcare consultant that has bones and stones, and I'm talking about chakra today. And there are some of you that are looking exactly for me, that the establishment way of doing healthcare is no longer for you. You don't want to be led the same way that they did 70 years ago. That's no longer for you. You appreciate all the technological advances that were made over those years, but it is time for leadership to catch up. It is time for leadership. It is time for healthcare to see who we are and to be for the individual human. And that's who you love to treat. That's who you love to help. You care. You're compassionate. You care so much. You love so big. Okay. And with this root chakra, we get to own that. Here's the root chakra. Root chakra is safety. Okay. So root chakra is safety. Yes, having a house, and yes, having food, and yes, putting your seatbelt on in your car, whatever that means to you, whatever safety things mean to you, wearing the harness when you're climbing the big mountain, right? That's maybe safety for you. Okay. But here's the bigger piece of this. And here's where this, as leaders, is so critical. That root chakra is safety within ourselves first. You will not have your dream until it feels safe within you. Your vision will not come clear. Sure. I get excited. Yes, your vision. Yes, your imagination of your vision. Yes, you being able to experience it before you manifest it is your third eye. We'll get there. But it's not going to show up if it doesn't feel safe within you. Now, I say that and people kind of don't get it, right? I know I didn't get it. It is having this imagination or hearing somebody say or being drawn to an idea or having an idea drop within you. And then you say, oh, I could never do that. Maybe it's your wildest childhood dreams. Oh, I could never do that. Oh, I could never be that. Oh gosh, people like me don't get to experience that. Oh, I don't get to do this and be that. Like I could never do that. It's got to be safe within you first. You have to be willing to say, yeah, I can have that. I wonder how that happens. I wonder what that gets to look like. we were just talking about my husband, who's an incredible writer, and different ideas that we've had for a blog or for some socials for his cactus business, his landscaping cactus business. And then he has a sport working dog that he does competitions and trainings and things with. Um, and then also is super into um, camping and hammocking and off-roading. We were trying to think of ways. It's not, oh, you can't do those all together. It's how can we? I wonder how those all come together. And then knowing that I know what I need to know and allowing that idea to drop in. I wonder, instead of, oh, yeah, you can't do that. As soon as you say, oh, yeah, I can't do that, then it's just not going to happen. You're not going to do it. You're not going to bring it into being. It has to be safe within you first. All of you. Oh, this part isn't, oh, that's not, oh, I can't be that way. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't show up that way. Oh, I can't wear that. It is owning all of who you are and letting you be safe within you. Now, as I said, in the core collection, this relationships piece, right? So many teach authenticity as you do you first. And I did that for years and I was taught it that way, but I didn't get it. I couldn't fully embrace that until I got the relationships piece first. Because otherwise, you're walking this line of like, oh, yeah, I'm safe within me. Oh, but that's too far. Oh, but that's too much. And then you get exhausted trying to walk this line of like, what's authentic and what's going over the line that somebody else set for me. I spent years doing that, like being authentic, and I would push those boundaries, but I walked a real fine line, and it's exhausting to walk a tightrope all the time. But once I realized that I could build authentic relationships where people would truly love me for who I am if I did first. Now, yes, there can be a transition time where the people that loved you for who you thought you were supposed to be, for how you showed up before, kind of exit out. Right? They get to decide, do I choose to continue this relationship even though it's different? Right? You changed the game. They get to make a decision. But realizing that the people that are for you, the people that love you, there's billions of people on this planet now. Here's where this gets tricky, and here is where I specialize in the central US. Because we don't have 3 million people in, a region in Western Kansas. And this idea that there are billions of people out there is quite abstract. It is harder to grasp when you are seeing 300, 3,000, 30,000 people in your town. And you think, I can't be me and have the practice I dream of because, oh my gosh, if I push these couple of people away, if I get this specific, there's nobody out there. There's a lot of cornfields. Nobody's coming. But the crazy thing is, they do. And it's not they won't, it's how can I speak to them? How can I talk to them? How can I let them know I'm here? How can I do this in a way that's so true to me that they feel how grounded I am and how I am willing to speak directly to them? How they are exactly the person that I want to work with, that they're not crazy, that they are exactly who I'm looking for to have in my experience. I wonder what that's going to look like. I wonder how I'm going to speak to them. I wonder how that's going to turn out. trusting you, knowing that you got this, trusting that you are willing to take the action that your inspiration brings to you, that your play and your desire brings to you, that you've allowed the systems and structures to support you. Maybe that's socials, maybe that's mail carriers, maybe that's an email list that somebody has, maybe that's another organization that's put together with people that love blah, and you go and you do their conventions and you speak to them and you put your ad in their posts and articles and ask for referrals. And there are systems and structures out there that you can allow to support you truly being you. Now, here's the big one, that if it doesn't work this time, the way that you think that it should, you don't beat yourself up and call yourself a failure. See, I knew this would never work. I can't do this. Who the hell am I to think that I can do this? That's the key, is that you keep going. That didn't work. Let's pivot. That didn't work. Let's try that a new way. I learned a lot from that. Let's move on to the next. Next. Let's go. Man, I'm really bummed that didn't work out. Not, I'm so stupid. How did I think? Oh my God, I never make the right choices. Safety within you. This one's a big freaking deal. Now, here's the other thing. This is your sits bones, as they would say in yoga. This is your bottom. This is where you sit. This is where a lot of the genitalia is. This is where your legs come together. This is also where your pelvis is. This is your foundation. Now, I had a bad ski accident many years ago, and it shifted mine off. I have SI joint dysfunction. Many of you know what that means. For those that don't, it means that my pelvis and my spine, where that's supposed to connect, no longer does reliably. That there's a disconnect where it goes hypermobile. Now, that's exaggerated, obviously, but I do it on both sides in both directions. So those of you that know ortho, those of you that know PT, OT, know that that's a big deal, that that's your foundation. That is your anchor. It is anchoring you and your opinion of you inside of you. We care so much that we allow what's happening outside of us to lead us so often. And this is bringing that center back within. This is getting that foundation back on track. Because from that, everything else extends. Your love for you, that you are so influential in your life, that you got this, that you can do it. It may not look like you think it should. It may seem crazy. It may go rogue and go over there and then go over there and then go over there and then go over there. And then eventually everything all comes together and it's all crazy and it's this magic thing, but it's allowing it to happen without beating you up, without rejecting you, abandoning you, who you actually are. Yeah, but then I'm going to get fired. Yeah, but then I'm not going to have a practice. Maybe from that job, but that's the only clinic in town. Okay, cool. I signed a non-complete. Yeah, they're not legal anymore. But there's a next town. and your patients are willing to drive the 20 miles, they are. Insurances will pay for transportation. Maybe you have a freaking shuttle that goes 2 days a week to the town you were in, and you pay for that. What up? There's options. That's what I'm getting at. There's options. I wonder how this can work. I wonder what that can look like. And allow the ideas to drop in, but it starts with you being safe within you. All right? For leaders, but for brilliant leaders, this is a big one. That's root chakra.